All right, let's talk about a term that's been blowing up online and for a really good reason, cortisol face. It's that frustrating morning puffiness that just seems to pop up out of nowhere. Turns out, it might just be your body's way of telling you something pretty important about your stress levels.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? You think you get a decent night's sleep, but you wake up, you stumble to the mirror, and the person looking back, well, they look a little swollen, kind of puffy, maybe even a bit rounder than they did yesterday. If that sounds even vaguely familiar, trust me, you are not alone.
And this whole thing actually has a name that's really catching on: cortisol face. Now, yeah, it's a bit of a buzzword, but it points to a very, very real connection between how we're feeling on the inside and what we're seeing on the outside. So what's the deal with it, really? And more importantly, what can we actually do about it?
To really get a handle on cortisol face, we've got to dive into the science of stress. Because stress isn't just a feeling, It's a physical chain reaction of hormones that can literally change how you look. And your face is often ground zero for all these changes.
So what exactly is cortisol face? Okay, first things first, it's really important to know this isn't some official medical diagnosis. It's more of a social media term, a nickname, for the facial puffiness and water retention that happens when we have high levels of cortisol, which is our body's main stress hormone.
The biology behind it is actually surprisingly simple. When you're dealing with chronic stress, your body pumps out more cortisol. That cortisol then tells your kidneys to hang on to more sodium. And here's the kicker. Wherever sodium goes, water follows, so your body starts holding on to all this extra fluid. And since your face has lots of soft tissue, it's one of the first places you really see it. Okay, we really need to pause and clarify something here, because this is super important. If you start searching for this online, you're probably going to stumble upon a condition called Cushing's syndrome, and that can sound pretty alarming. So let's draw a really clear line between the common social media trend and this much, much rarer medical issue.
The difference here is absolutely crucial. The cortisol face that's trending online is temporary. It's reversible. It's caused by lifestyle stress, a brutal week at work, not getting enough sleep. And you can manage it with lifestyle changes. Cushing's syndrome, on the other hand, is a serious hormonal disorder. It's rare and it needs medical treatment. The symptom might look a little similar, but the cause is in a completely different ballpark.
So, here's the main point, the thing I really want you to take away. If you're experiencing that morning puffiness from stress, it is almost certainly not a permanent condition. Think of it as a signal from your body, and it's a state that you have a ton of power to influence and even reverse. This isn't about being scared, it's about feeling empowered.
So now that we get the what and the why, let's get to the good part, the how. What can you actually do when you wake up feeling and looking puffy? Let's walk through a really simple but super effective morning routine to help you depuff and de-stress.
The secret to depuffing actually starts before you even touch your face. It's all about activating your lymphatic system. Think of it as your body's internal drainage network that clears out all the gunk and excess fluid. But here's the thing, unlike your blood, which has the heart as a pump, your lymphatic system needs you to get it moving. And as the experts at the University Health Network point out, it all starts with deep belly breathing. That's the ignition key.
Okay, here's how you do it. First, you kickstart that lymphatic pump with 3 to 5 deep belly breaths. Really feel your stomach expand. Next, we have to open the drains. Just gently stroke down the sides of your neck, from behind your ears down to your collarbone a few times. Now that the pathways are clear, you can move to the face. The key is to always sweep outwards and downwards with the lightest touch you can imagine, from the middle of your forehead out, from your nose out across your cheeks, and from your chin out along your jaw.
Now, this next tip is the one that makes all the difference, so listen up. The pressure has to be feather light. Seriously, the little lymphatic vessels you're trying to move fluid through are right under the surface of the skin. If you press too hard, you'll just flatten them and miss them entirely. You're not trying to massage muscle, you're just gently guiding fluid along.
That morning massage is a fantastic, immediate fix. It really is. But the real goal, the long game, is to prevent the puffiness from happening in the first place. And that all comes down to building long-term resilience to stress.
And building that resilience comes down to a few key pillars. Now, none of these are going to be a huge shock, but their combined effect is incredibly powerful. Quality sleep is just non-negotiable for keeping your hormones in check. Staying hydrated is so important for helping your body flush out that extra sodium. Eating magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens can help calm your nervous system. And of course, having a consistent relaxation practice, whether that's meditation, a walk, or even using a Gua Sha tool, is just key for keeping your baseline stress levels nice and low.
Look, if you're going to focus on just one thing from that list, just one, please make it this:
Sleep is when your body does all its most important repair work and gets your hormones back in balance. Hitting that 7 to 9 hour sweet spot is probably the single most effective thing you can do to manage your cortisol levels and, you guessed it, that morning puffiness.
So as we wrap this up, it all really comes back to this one question. It's not about doing a massive, stressful overhaul of your entire life. It's about small, doable actions. So thinking about everything we've talked about, from a 5-minute massage to maybe just getting to bed 15 minutes earlier, what is the one small change you can actually commit to today to help your body manage stress a little better? The answer might change how you look in the morning, but more importantly, it's going to change how you feel.